Hello and welcome to the 30k channel, a channel dedicated to games set in the Horus Heresy. I'm your host, David Brains, and today I've been joined by Marcel and Philip. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you for putting some time and effort in today.
Thank you very much for having us.
You've made the snowy trip all the way from Norwich this morning, haven't you?
We have indeed. It's been an interesting week.
It has, yeah. We've had a bit of a wild week. I mean, we've been talking about this game for quite a long time, and poor Marcel here, he's had a few car problems. We've had a few list inquiries, and we're trying to balance the list out and get them all ready for you. But I think we're there, aren't we?
I think so.
I think we're there.
We're good to go, for sure.
We're all happy.
Time will tell.
I'm happy.
Fingers crossed. Now, we've got a really, really cool game for you. It was a mission thought up between all of us. We've essentially got the Sisters of Silence coming in to acquire some alpha grade psykers. And the Alpha Legion have kind of got ideas and they maybe want to take them back to the War Master to use in his own efforts.
Yeah, they would like to acquire them for their own purposes,
Absolutely.
Of course.
So it's a really cool, and Philip has done a really awesome job of painting the 5 objective markers up for us today. So thanks for doing that for us.
They are amazing.
It's pretty awesome.
Good excuse to get them painted, actually.
Yeah, it's good motivation.
To get them painted up. It's
like getting them for a tournament. You know, it promotes you to get your army ready. So hopefully you can see that we've got 2 very, very different lists here today. We've got a really awesome, nearly pure Sisters army.
Yep.
And we've got quite an elite Pride of Legion Alpha Legion.
They are, yeah. I'm a fan of the elite stuff. Terminators.
Yeah, why not? It's a good opportunity to get all those really cool stuff in an army. Let's talk a little bit about your list. We're going to see exactly what you've got in a second, but let's drill down a little bit. Philip, a couple of things for me. You've only got a couple of custodes in there.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I love the Sister Science models. I went to an event a couple of months back now and decided I wanted to use Janetia Krole as my warlord. He was my warlord today. And decided that she needed some sisters to go with her.
Why not?
So I painted 30 sisters in 2 weeks. And
That's good going. It's good going.
And they've slowly expanded it so that they are, unfortunately, don't have the points to do a full force yet, but they are getting to the point where they are nearly a standalone force within the Talon's army list. Yeah. Rather than just being, attack onto, or they are part of the Talons, so but just.
And Sisters are such a great way of balancing out those custodes lists, aren't they?
Yeah, I love them.
Because we talked about this earlier. A sister is 20 points cheaper, and they're essentially a marine just with toughness 3.
Yeah, toughness 3, strength 3,
strength 3,
BS 4, weapon skill 4, carry bolt guns. They're fearless.
Fearless.
My sisters
Definitely
perform.
fearless.
My sisters perform more consistently, maybe because they are fearless, than my custodians do. They run away a lot more often than I'd like them to.
Well, I'd like to say that too. I'm not going to be honest. But, it's great. It's a great force, and it really, really unique as well. We've not had sisters in large numbers on the channel before. Danny and Alex had sisters, but not as many as you've got. And you've got 3 of these awesome vehicles.
Yeah, they're cool.
Karen
Pattern Acquisitor.
Thank you.
Beefy Land Raiders, not Land Raiders, rhinos, beefy rhinos basically. But
they are so cool.
Yeah, they're nice.
Done a great job. I'm really looking forward to seeing this army on the table.
Not seen one of those in the game yet.
No.
Looking forward to seeing how they perform.
It's going to be quite unique as well. And quickly we should mention as well the Jackals. I love the Jackals.
Old Chaos Hound models with some green stuff in the right places to cover over some of the extra gribbliness. Because I imagine I've left some of the exposed skin and painted it silver to, be kind of a metallic under body for them with sort of synth skin over some of them to be kind of nightmarish. But at the same time, they're not Chaos Hounds like all the spikes have gone, etc. Because that's not very Imperial.
I love those. I'm really looking forward to see how they get on today. And Marcel, we need to talk about your Alpha Legion.
Yes.
We've had quite a little bit of Alpha Legion recently. I think it's one of those armies because we know we're getting a Primarch soon. Everyone's
interest is building, as it were. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got a really awesome looking Alpha Legion as well.
Thank you.
They look great and different to some of the other Alpha Legion we've had on before as well. It's a bit lighter, isn't it?
Yeah, I tried to go for a bit more of the teal tone. It's a little bit difficult to produce in a consistent way across vehicles, especially. But we're getting there.
It looks great, and you've got quite a small list in compared to the Talons, but it's quite a solid list.
Yeah. I originally envisaged this Alpha Legion list to actually fight custodes.
Okay.
After playing them myself, so I thought I need to have something that can be a little bit more durable than your average Marine. But yeah. we'll see how they perform against sisters, which aren't actually custodians themselves. So
yeah,
a little bit squishier than
yeah,
their bigger brothers.
Yeah, we'll see. And don't forget, we're playing Hammer and Anvil today, and we're playing War of Lies. So
yes,
it's all very well you capturing those objectives, but if you get unlucky at them and those D3s, it just
-3 victory points.
Yeah. But War of Lies is my favourite because you can go balls to the wall.
Yes,
And if you've got one model left and you roll well, you could still clinch it at the end. So
it's a brilliant. Yeah, it's what I think. It's one of the best of the standard missions. It's just one of the best because you've got objectives in there.
Yep.
So you need your troops. You've got kill points in there. So killing things is also important. And
yes.
The ending can change the game massively.
But also at the end, when we do the rolls, these alpha level psykers, they will represent the potency of each of the psykers. So some might be really cool, some might explode when they get back to the ship, and take it all with them. So for us, we kind of thought, well, that's a good way of kind of working out the power level. So for those models. Gents, I'm really excited. We've got two.
I am too.
We've got two great guys, and you two are friends as well. So you've known each other for a period of time.
We play at the same club.
Yeah,
it was just one of those when Brains put us in chocolate. I was like,
I know him.
That's Marcel.
I recognise that man.
Good.
But it's good.
So we've got a bit of history here between these guys. They've had a couple of games together. We've got two awesome armies, two unique armies, and we've got a really awesome city fight for them to fight over today. Let's drill down into the list. Let's work out what these guys have taken, and then we'll see at the beginning of turn one.
Yeah.
Okay.
2,000 points of Sisters of Silence with Custodies, led by Janetia Krole, using Infiltrate as company CADRE tactics. HQ choices for the Sisters of Silence. The Warlord is Janetia Krole, and the second HQ choice is an Oblivion Knight Centura armed with a mastercrafted Paragon Blade and an Archaeotic pistol. The third HQ choice for the Sisters of Silence is an Excruciatus Cadre armed with 3 Assault Needers, an Athratic Destructor, a Proto-Neurolash, and a Plasma pistol. The first elite choice is a Contemptor Achilles Dreadnought, armed with 2 Dreadnought close combat weapons with inbuilt Adratic Destructors. The second elite choice is an Oblivion Knight Cadre with 5 extra women, a Karen Pattern Assault Inquisitor as a troops choice, and these have been upgraded to a Raptor Guard, which are Janita's personal bodyguard, and she will be joining them in-game. The first troops choice is a Legio Custodes Custodian Guard squad, all armed with Guardian Spears. There is 1 Pithright Spear in the squad. They all carry melter bombs, and the Magisterium Vexilla also carries a mastercrafted power sword. The second and third troop choices for the Sisters of Silence are 2 identical Prosecutor Cadres, all armed with bolt guns. Fast attack for the Sisters of Silence is a Sisters of Silence Pursuer Cadre with 3 Pursuers, 3 Cyber Jackals, and a Charon Pattern Acquisitor as a dedicated transport. Heavy support for the Sisters of Silence is a Sisters of Silence Seeker Cadre, all armed with flamers, and a Charon Pattern Acquisitor as a dedicated transport.
2,000 points of Alpha Legion, running the Pride of the Legion as Rite of War. Their mutable tactic today will be Tank Hunters. 2,000 points of Alpha Legion, led by a Praetor in Artificer Armour. He has a Paragon Blade, which is mastercrafted, and an Iron Halo, and also a Power Dagger. He is accompanied by a Centurion, which is upgraded to a Primus Medicae, who has a Needle Pistol and his Narthessium. Elite's choices for the Alpha Legion is an Apothecarian detachment with 2 apothecaries, both armed with close combat weapons and Narthessiums. These will be joining 2 of the veteran squads in-game. Troops choices for the Alpha Legion, a 5-man Cataphracti Terminator squad. 4 are equipped with Power Fists. The Sergeant has a Power Sword. They are riding in a Spartan Assault Tank as a dedicated transport, which has a Flare Shield and Armoured Ceramite. Second troops choice for the Alpha Legion is another 5-man Terminator squad in Cataphracti armour. They are all armed with Chain Fists. They also have a Heavy Flamer. They are riding in an Anvilus pattern Dreadclaw drop pod. The third troops choice for the Alpha Legion is a 5-man veteran squad. They have a additional melter gun, and the Sergeant also has Artificer armour and a Power Dagger. Their dedicated transport is a Rhino. Fourth and fifth troop choices for the Alpha Legion are 2 more 5-man veteran tactical squads. The Sergeants also have the Artificer upgrade and Power Daggers. Both squads are carrying a melter gun. Heavy support for the Alpha Legion is a Phobos pattern Land Raider battle tank. It is upgraded with armoured ceramite.
Gents, we're deployed, ready to go. Alpha Legion versus Sisters of Silence. Really looking forward to this.
It's going to be good.
Yep.
And looking at the map, you know, the Sisters have virtually infiltrated and outflanked the Alpha Legion.
There's a surprising move there. There's some Sisters right next to me.
There is, 18 inches away, hopefully.
Yeah, well, 12 out of sight. There's one unit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they're out of sight.
But also, there's not a lot of units of Alpha Legion on the table, is there?
No, there's not a lot down yet.
God damn it. All right, well, we're looking forward to this. Philip, you want to seize, is that right?
I would love a seize.
Excellent.
So, right.
All right, let's have a friendly handshake.
Good luck, sir.
Yeah, good luck
All
to
the
you.
best.
And we're on to the seize.
Right. As Krole, I get to re-roll this. So, first roll.
It's close.
No, it's a 1.
I'm happy. Alpha Legion turn 1.
Alpha Legion turn 1 movement. The Anvilus drop pod has deployed right next to a Sisters squad. Unfortunately for Phil, the heat blast has affected 9 of his Sisters, but unfortunately only 1 has succumbed to the effects. On the other side of the table, the Land Raiders have crept forward towards the 3 objectives in the middle there, and around the side, the other squads are moving forward as well. Alpha Legion shooting turn 1. The Land Raider is going to shoot at the Custode squad. We need a 3 to hit with a reroll. And that's the hit. Strength 9, toughness
5 to 2s.
2s to wound. Nothing. The other Land Raider is going to shoot at the Sister squad next to the green container. This is 2 shots, twin linked. We need 3s to hit. 2 hits, 2s to kill.
That's 2 dead.
2 deaths.
Lost 2 Sisters of Silence in that run of shooting from the Spartan assault tank. Fortunately, I am fearless, so no leadership penalty is incurred. However, I have lost my Untitled Chapter, which was the only anti-tank weapon in that squadron.
Alpha Legion summary of turn 1. Short but sweet turn there. Just wanted to get a little bit of units into position. Didn't go too far as I want to draw the Talons out into the open a little bit more first before we commit.
Sister Silence, turn 1 movement. The Excruciatus Cadre moved forward out of range of the Spartan. The Prosecutor Squad moved up into the building, aiming for that objective. The Karen Pattern Inquisitor and the Dreadnought moved up, putting that Dreadclaw in their gun sights. On the far side, the Custodians moved up, following one of the Karen Pattern Inquisitors, and the second one stayed put in the building, hoping to get some shots off on some Land Raiders and Rhinos. Sister Silence, turn 1, shooting. The Excruciatus Cadre ran and moved up 6 inches, just to hide a bit more. The Sisters in the building consolidate their position by moving forward a mighty inch. The Charon Pattern Inquisitor will now open fire on the Dreadclaw. The Dreadclaw is armor 12. The Charon has 2 twin-link missile launchers at strength 8 and an autocannon array at strength 7. I will first fire the missile launcher. Are you going to jink, Marcel?
I would like to jink, please.
I need 3s to hit. Both of the missile launchers hit. I now need 4s to glance and a 5s to penetrate. That is a glancing hit and a penetrating hit. I will now fire the autocannon. 3s to hit. That is 3 hits. I now need 5s to glance and 6 to penetrate. Nothing. So that is 2 saves to make. Could you take the glancing one first, please?
I can do the glancing one first. We have a 2 needing a 4, so that is a fail. And the second one is a 5, and that is successful.
So the Charon managed to do a whole point to the Dreadclaw. The Dreadnought will now fire its 2 twin-linked Adrathic Destructors at the Dreadclaw. It is a Strength 5 Armor Bane weapon, so I will need 7 on 2 dice. So first, let's see if we hit. We need a 2 to hit, because ballistic skill 5. Twin-linked, thank goodness, because they are gets hot. They both hit. The first one, I need a 7 on 2 dice. That is a 6, so that doesn't penetrate. And the second roll, that is a 9, so that is a penetrating hit.
I will roll my jink.
Did you fail?
Unsuccessful.
I will now roll on the penetrating table. It is an AP2 weapon, so let's see what happens. That is a 6. It is immobilized.
Ooh.
The Charon Pattern Inquisitor will now open fire on the Alpha Legion Rhino. First, the missile launchers. Need 3s to hit, twin-linked. Both hit. Front armor 11, needing 3s to glance, 4s to penetrate. We have 1 glancing hit, and then I will fire the autocannons. 3s to hit. We got 3 successful hits, and then I need 4s to glance, 5s to penetrate. 2 glancing hits. So that is a wrecked Rhino.
It's a wreck, yeah. The Alpha Legion have disembarked from the Rhino due to being destroyed, but they have managed to successfully pass their pinning check.
Great news, I managed to pop the Rhino, meaning the troops are now exposed to my sisters. And the second Charon Pattern Inquisitor will now open fire with its 2 missile launchers at the front of the Land Raider, trying to strip some hull points. So I need 3s to hit with these. Both hit. I now need those wonderful 6s to do any damage to the beast. Nothing. Scissors of Silence, turn 1, Assault. The Achilles Pattern Dreadnought charged into the Dreadclaw to try and strip its last hull point. I will now do my Hammer of Wrath. 1 hit at Strength 7. I need a 5 or a 6. Nothing. He will now throw his punches. The weapon skill 6, so he will be hitting on 3s because it moved. That is 3 successful hits. It is Strength 10, so I need 2s to glance, 3s to pen. That is 2 successful hits, 2 successful penetrations. We will now see what it do, because it is AP2. 4s, so it is stunned. It will not explode on the guys inside it.
The Terminators have had to emergency disembark from the Dreadclaw due to being destroyed from the Contemptor. However, they have passed their pinning check.
It was a great time for the Scissors of Silence. We managed to pop a couple of transports, exposing the men inside to the guns of the sisters themselves.
Alpha Legion turn to movement. The Terminators have moved up towards the Dreadnought to charge it. In the centre of the board, the Spartan has turned to face the Charon Inquisitor hiding behind the ruins. Further round, the veteran squad, which was disembarked from the Rhino, they've moved onto the objective. They're hoping to hold that. And further around, the other veteran tactical squad has enabled their maglock boots and are climbing over the terrain. There's also one more veteran tactical squad which is hoping to get a cheeky hit on the side of the Charon Inquisitor with a melter gun. Alpha Legion shooting turn 2. The Land Raider is going to shoot at the Inquisitor with 2 las cannons. Shot 1, twin linked. We hit with the first one. Second shot needing a 3, a miss, but that's twin linked, so that will be a miss. Only 1 shot going through. Strength 9 onto armor 12. So we need a 3 for a glance. And that is a pen.
Having declared jinking beforehand, I will now roll my 4+ jink save. No.
Rolling for damage, we have a 4, and that gives us a weapon destroyed result after the +1 from AP2.
On a 1 or a 2, it's 1 missile launcher. 3 or 4, it'd be the second missile launcher. And 5 and a 6, I'll lose the Helian Pattern Array. I lose 1 of the missile launchers.
The heavy bolter will open fire on the Custodes unit. 3 shots, hitting on 3s, twin linked, and we have 2 hits. Strength 5, toughness 5, 4s to wound, 1 wound, sir.
1/2 plus armor save. Failed. The front custody takes a wound.
The veteran squad will attempt to destroy the Karen Inquisitor with a cheeky melter shot through the window. 3s to hit. We hit. And melter range is 6 and 3 is 9.
4 plus jinx save, which I pass.
The Land Raider Spartan is going to unload everything into the side of the Karen Inquisitor. We shall begin with the quad las cannons. We need 3s to hit. All hit. And we need 2s to glance, 3s to pen. And that is 1 glance and 2 pen.
Would you like me to take the glance or the penetrating hits first?
You may do the glance first, please.
4 plus jink. Successful. And then the 2 penetrating hits. We take both. Roll on the damage table for me.
Rolling for damage. 2 penetrating hits. We have a 4 up to a 5 and a 2.
Weapon destroyed. So 1, 2, 3, it's the remaining missile launcher. 4, 5, 6, it's the helium pattern array. I lose the other missile launcher.
We have the twin-linked heavy bolts left, and we're hoping we can get through that last hull point on the Karen Inquisitor. Here we go. 3s to hit, twin-linked. That is 3 hits. Need 6s. We have 1.
1 jinx save. I need this 4 plus, which I fail. The Karen is wrecked.
I'm happy with that.
After the Alpha Legion unloaded everything into the Karen Pattern Inquisitor, they finally managed to destroy it. The sisters got out, not needing to take a pinning check because they are fearless.
Alpha Legion turn to assault. The Terminators are going to attempt to take down the Custodes Contemptor.
I elected not to Overwatch as Adrathic Disruptors have the Gets Hot special rule. As the Dreadnought is Initiative 5, it will be swinging first. With counterattack, I get 5 attacks, hitting on 3s for weapon skill 5. That is 2 successful hits. I now need 2s to wound as it is strength 10. 1 invulnerable save required.
That is a 4 up on Cataphractii armor, which is a fail. The Terminators have piled into the back of the Contemptor. We're very happy. We've got 13 attacks, 9 of which have hit. We have 8 penetrating hits and 1 glance.
I'm rolling the glances to save first on a 5 plus. I fail, so I've taken 1 whole point. And now the 8 pens. There are 4 saves in there, however, 4 misses means the Dreadnought is dead. Would you like to roll 4 dice to see if you can blow me up?
I am happy to do so.
And it explodes.
Happy with that result. The Dreadnought has been destroyed. We've got a wonderful 6 on the consolidation roll. We are going to go and hopefully smash Krole out of her Karen Pattern Inquisitor next turn. Overall, very happy with that. Even though it took almost the entire army's worth of firing, we've managed to destroy the other Karen Pattern Inquisitor, and we've opened things up for turn 3.
Sister Silence turn 2 movement. The prosecutors in the building moved up to get some line of fire on the Terminators that recently destroyed the Dreadnought. The other prosecutors also moved up to get bead on those Terminators. In the far corner, the Excruciatus Cadre moved up to take some pot shots over at those veterans. In the ensuing aftermath of the Karen exploding, the pursuers moved up to deal with the veterans, the custodians are moving up to deal with the Land Raider, and the other Karen has moved round to hopefully disgorge troops later. The final Karen has moved up, eyeing up the Spartan in the middle of the table. Sisters turn 2 shooting. The prosecutors that moved up managed to get 14 shots off at the Terminators, scoring 6 wounding hits against the Terminators.
2 ups to save.
Doing these 2 at a time
until we get to that sergeant. 2. It's 1 down. The last one. 1 more. Then we need 1 more just for the last guy. All safe.
Prosecutors, the second unit prosecutors opened fire on the Terminators as well. From 18 shots, they caused 7 wounds.
2s to save. That's 1 death. Doing the next one. Due to lookout, sir. That's 3 saved, 2 saved rather. 4 saved. 5 saved. 6 saved. 1 more. 7 saves, that's 1 death. The Alpha Legion have lost 2 Terminators there. Luckily, they managed to pass their leadership check.
The Charon opened fire on the Spartan, however caused no kind of damage to it whatsoever. The Investigatus Cadre will open fire with assault needlers into the veteran tactical squad. They need 3s to hit. They're assault 2 weapons. All bar 1. They are poisoned 4+ with rending. 1 armor save to make, please.
We have a 3 up, we are safe.
Pursuers fired their 3 bolt pistols into the veteran tacticals, however failed to do any damage to them. The Charon will now fire its 2 missile launchers into the Land Raider, hitting on 3s, twin linked. Both hit. I now need that again. 6s to glance. Nothing. The Custodian with a Pithright Spear will fire his spear into the front of the Land Raider. A 2 to hit. Nothing. Turn to assault for the Sisters of Silence. The Custodians have charged into the Land Raider and will now attempt to clamp melter bombs to it. Needing 3s to hit. That is 4 successful hits. I will now roll for armor penetration. On the first one, that is a penetrating hit. The second one is also a penetrating hit. The third one is also a penetrating hit. And the last one is also penetrating hits. That is 4 penetrating hits. I will now roll to see if this explodes the vehicle, although it is already a wreck. We got a 6, so the vehicle does explode. The Land Raider blew up a mighty 1 inch, killing the Custodian on 1 wound, but failing to hurt the Sister of Silence on the other side of it. The Pursuers are now going to attack the Veteran Tactical Squad. The Dogs will get 12 attacks on the charge due to rage, hitting on 4s. And with only 3 successful hits, wounding on 4s. Nothing. And then the 2 remaining Sisters, hitting on 4s. That's a bit better than the Dogs. And they will be wounding on 5s as they are only strength 3. 1 armor save, please, Marcel.
3's up. We have a 4.
Successful armor save.
Very happy with that result. Didn't lose any casualties there. We are going to attack back. That is 5 veteran tacticals with 3 attacks apiece. Hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s. That is a total of 5 hits. And only 1 wound.
I will take this on the Sister who isn't the Sergeant. She's fine. End of Sisters turn 2. They managed to destroy 2 Terminators, which is great, and the Land Raider is now out of the picture.
Alpha Legion turn 3 movement phase. The first veteran squad has moved over on top of the building to give covering fire to the second veteran tactical squad, which has moved up in double tap range of the Sisters on the landing pad. The Spartans moved forward a little bit to get a clear shot onto the Karen Patent Inquisitor. And meanwhile, on the far side of the board, the 2 remaining Terminators are going to try and deal with the large squad of Sisters in the ruins. Alpha Legion turn 3 shooting. The melter gun has outright killed 1 of the Sisters, leaving 2 remaining. We have scored 5 hits with the bolters, 3 of them being normal hits and 2 being rending.
I've been asked to take the rending hits first, so the first Sister is dead. The second one has a 5+ invulnerable save from a refractor field. And she is also dead.
That's brilliant news there. Very happy with that. Brilliant result. Veteran Tactical Squad on top of the building are going to open fire at the Custodes. We have 3 bolters in double tap range and 1 out, so that's 7 shots. 3's to hit. Leaving 4 and 4's to wound. That is 1 wound.
1 2+ armor save for the Custodian Guard. And he's fine.
The Spartan is going to open fire on the Karen Inquisitor with 1 quad las on the front and the second one on the side along with the heavy bolter. We'll do 2 shots, needing 3s. It's twin linked. There's 2 hits on the front. And for the side, the second las cannon. There's 2 hits. And the heavy bolter, 3 hits. The las cannons on the front armour need a 3 to glance. That is nothing. The las cannons on the side armour need a 2 to glance. And that is 2 penetrating hits. Followed up by the heavy bolter, which needs 6s. That is 2. Very happy with that.
So, glancing or penetrating first?
We'll do glancing first, please.
2 4 pluses coming up. I declared I was drinking off camera. Both of the glances go through. And then 2 4 pluses against the penetrating hits.
Ooh.
It is a wreck. Does it explode?
We shall see. Very pleased that the Land Raider has managed to destroy the Charon, meaning everyone has embarked from there. That means the HQ squad inside are now a nice juicy target to open up at. Also, the Terminators have moved up to fire at the sister squad, but unfortunately have dealt no damage with their bolters. Alpha Legion turn 3 assault phase. The Terminators have charged into the sister squad, where they have received 1 wound. We'll roll that up, needing a 2. And that is safe. We're going to attack back. We have 2 Terminators, 3 attacks each, which is 6. Hitting on 6 plus 1 for the power dagger. Hitting on 3s. 4s, rather. That is all hit. 2s to kill. And that is 7 kills.
Shame to lose 7 sisters to that horrendous attacks on the cataphractic Terminators. However, sisters are fearless, so incur no leadership check.
The Alpha Legion Tactical Squad are still locked in combat with the sisters. They have 15 attacks, hitting on 4s. That is 9 hits. We need 4s again to wound. Removing the wounds. Didn't go through is 5, sir.
Cool. I am going to take these on the sisters first. So I'll take 2 at a time, 3 plus.
Cool.
And they're fine. The sisters and their dogs will now attack back. The dogs need 4s to hit. That is no successes. The sisters also need 4s to hit. With 2 successes, however they need 5 to hit as they are sisters at strength 3. That is 2 wounds.
2 wounds, 3's up. That is a 1 fail. The Alpha Legion have lost combat by 1, so we need an 8 on 2d6, which we have passed just. Alpha Legion, turn 3 summary. Very happy with what the Land Raider has done. It's destroyed that transport. Also happy with the Terminators to survive that onslaught from the bolters, from the sisters. However, on the other side, a little bit unhappy to see that one of my veterans has been killed by the dogs.
Sisters of Silence turn 3 movement. The Custodian Guard have moved forward to start to engage the veteran tacticals. The Charon over here has moved forward to get some pot shots off, hopefully destroying some veteran tacticals in the shooting phase. On the other side of the table, the Oblivion Knight Cadre and the HQ choices have moved forward to try and deal with those 2 Terminators. And the Sisters of Silence in the building at the back of the table have just consolidated backwards to hold on to that objective for the late game. Sister of Silence, turn 3 shooting. The Charon is going to open fire onto the vets on the generator. Missile launches first. 3s to hit. Twin linked. Twin linked. That is 2 successful hits. 2s to wound. That is 1 cover save needed.
5 up, cover save. That is successful.
And then the helium pattern array at the front, hitting on 3s. That is 3 successful hits. 2s to wound. That is 3 armor saves, please.
3 up saves. 2 die. Unfortunately, due to the casualties on that round, we are running from the battle.
Custodian Guard are now going to shoot into the Veteran Tactical Squad with the attacked Apothecary. The Melter Spear, the Pithrite Spear, will fire first. 2s to hit. It hits. 2 plus to kill. That is a wound.
We are going to look out, sir, that onto the Marine next to him with a 2 up. Unfortunately not.
So the Apothecary is now dead, and the 2 regular Guardian Spears are going to open up. 2s to hit with the Guardian Spears. And then that was 3 successes, and then 4s to wound. That is 2 armor saves, please.
2 3 ups. That is another death. Due to better training, this veteran tactical squad has decided to stay in the battle even though they have suffered 2 casualties.
Sisters of Silence, turn 3 assault phase. The Custodian Guard are going to attempt to charge the veterans, needing at least an 8. They will not make it in, however the Alpha Legion will still get to Overwatch. The Veteran Tactical Squad overwatched, however, managed to cause no casualties on the Custodian unit. The Sister Silence Pursuer Squad will now attack the Veteran Tactical Squads. The dogs will attack first, needing 4s to hit. That is 3 successful hits, which is 3 more than the last round of combat. And 4s to wound. 1 successful wound.
1 3 up.
Passed. And then the sisters will attack with their whips, hitting on 4s. That is 4 successful hits. And I need 5s to wound. That is 1 successful wound.
1 more 3 up. Another pass. 12 attacks from the Veteran Tactical Squad. We need 4s to hit, of which I will re-roll. 1 is cocked. Still a fail. That is 7 successful hits. 4s to wound. And that is 4, please, sir.
I'll take these one at a time on the sisters before passing them on to dogs. Passed. 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 The sisters covered no casualties. Janetia Krole and her unit charged into the Terminators to help out their fellow sisters. Having gone through difficult and dangerous terrain and not losing anybody on the way in, Krole pointed out and issued a challenge at the Terminator Sergeant, who accepted. She will now swing. Weapon skill 6, needing 3s to hit. She hit twice. She needs 3s to wound. These are AP2 and any 5 or 6 are instant death. That is 1 instant death hit with a 4+ invulnerable save.
4+ invulnerable save. It's failed.
The Sergeant is dead. Swinging next is the Oblivion Knight Centura with her Paragon Blade. 3s to hit. It is mastercrafted, so I'll reroll 1 of these. That is 2 successful hits. I need 4s to cause an invulnerable save. Neither score any hits. We carry on. The Oblivion Knights then swung, causing 3 AP2 wounds and 6 AP3 wounds. Marcel will be rolling the 4+ invulnerable saves to the Cataphracti first.
3 4-ups. He is dead.
The Sister Silence have now cleared out this side of the table. The far side of the table has a little bit more work to do.
Alpha Legion turn 4 movement. The game has shifted somewhat now. We're going to have to change the original plan. The HQ squad in the Spartan has moved up to countercharge those custodes before they get the charge on me. The veteran squad has managed to rally on the generator and moved up to get some covering fire. And the other veteran squad has moved up to also give covering fire. Alpha Legion turn 4 shooting. The Terminator squad has opened up on the custodes. We have scored 5 wounds from the Heavy Flamer and the Combi Bolters.
I'll now make 5 2+ armor saves. And fail 2, so one of the custodians goes down.
The Veteran Tactical Squad next to the objective have fired at the custodes. They have scored 2 bolter wounds and 1 melter gun wound.
I'll be taking the 5+ invulnerable first, which I pass, and 2 2+ in armor saves. Both successful.
The veteran squad on top of the generator snap-fired at the custodies, but unfortunately scored no hits. The Alpha Legion are absolutely determined to take down those last 3 custodes, so the Spartan is going to unload everything into them. We have 4 shots from the quad las cannon and 3 from the heavy bolter. 3s to hits, twin linked. That is everything. And then we need 2s to wound from the red dice and 4s from the white. 4 las cannons have gone into the custodes and scored 4 wounds.
I will now take 5+ invulnerable saves. That is 1 custo dead and 1 takes a wound. Thankfully, the custodians have passed their leadership check after taking more than 25% casualties.
Alpha Legion turn 4 assault. After passing a fear check from the banner, the Terminators have charged into the custodes, hoping to take them down. The Terminator Sergeant has issued a challenge, which the Custodian has accepted.
The Custodian will now strike at initiative 6 because he's fighting in the challenge. He gets +1 initiative because he's a high weapon skill. I'll be hitting on 3s. 6s cause in extra hits. Nothing. And I'll be wounding on 3s as the spear is currently strength 5. There's 2 wounds. That is 2 2+ armor saves.
2 2+. That is a fail. The Sergeant dies. We are now going to roll the Sergeant's Feel No Pain from the Primus Medicae, needing a 5 up. Fail. The Alpha Legion Praetor is going to attack the Custodes with his Paragon Blade. He has 6 attacks, needing 4s to hit. He misses with 1. Mastercrafted the miss, which is still a miss. That gives us 5 successful hits. 4s needed to wound. That is 1 instant death and 1 normal. Because of the Child of Terror Warlord trait, I get to re-roll 1s to wound in close combat. Of which we still have nothing, so that's 1 instant death and 1 wound.
Which order do you want me to take them in?
If you want to take the instant death first, please, sir.
5+. No, so the banner dies, and then the gentleman who was in the challenge loses his last wound as well.
Absolutely happy with that result. None of the Terminators had to get involved. The Praetor has single-handedly removed the Custodians from play.
However, as the Mysterium Vexilla Wounding Custodian Guard is the same initiative, he will strike the Terminator unit at this point, so he needs 3s to hit with a Mastercrafted, but which is not needed, and I need 3s to wound as he is strength 5. There's 2 armor saves.
That is 2 successful armor saves from the unit. In the stalemate in the building, the Veteran Tactical Squad is about to attack the Sisters Squad with the dogs. We have 12 attacks, hitting on 4s. And we need to wound on 4s. And that is 2 wounds, please.
I will take them on the Sisters of Silence. 3 pluses. One of the sisters dies. However, she will still get to strike as we're all fighting at the same initiative step. 3 dogs will now attack, hitting on 4s. That is no successful hits from the dogs. And the Sisters of Silence will now strike, hitting on 4s. They hit 3 times, but they need 5s to successfully wound. That is 2 successful wounds, 2 3+ armor saves.
2 3-up armor saves, 1 fail. Summary of Alpha Legion turn 4. Very happy initially with what happened in there, as I've destroyed the entire Custodes unit. However, I can see a whole squad of Flamer Sisters that potentially could decimate an entire bunched up squad of Alpha Legion.
Sister of Silence, turn 4 movement. This squad at the back stay still, just consolidating their position. On the far side, the Sisters with the Flamers finally got out of their transport to try and burn some of the Alpha Legion Terminators. In the centre of the board, Krole and her bodyguard have moved forward towards the juiciest targets on the table, and the very small squad of Bolter Ladies left at the back have moved forward to try and get that objective at the end of the game. Turn 4 shooting phase for the Sisters of Silence. The Sisters with the Flamers managed to cause 15 hits on the Terminator unit. They need 4s to wound. Here's 1, 2, 6. That is 6 successful wounds on the Terminators.
Okay, we're doing 2 ups to save, beginning 1 at a time on that Flamer unit. It's 1 successful save, 2 successful saves, 3 successful saves, 4, 5, 6. Tanked.
The Karen Patton Inquisitor is going to open fire on the furthest most Veteran Tactical Squad not locked in combat. Firstly, 2 twin-linked crack missile launchers. Twin-linked. That is 2 successful hits. 2s to wound. 2 successful wounds. And the Helium Pattern Array, 3s to hit. That is 3 successful hits. 2s to wound. That is 3 successful wounds. If you could take the 2 5+ intervening model cover saves first, and then your 3 regular armor saves.
2 5-ups, both saved. And 3 armor saves.
Yes.
All saved.
Krole and her unit also ran during the movement phase to cover more ground. Sister of Silence, turn 4 combat phase. We're going to try and finally break those Alpha Legions with our dogs and sisters. Firstly, the dogs hitting on 4s. That is 5 successful hits. I need that again next time. Need 4s to wound. That is 5 successful wounds. And the Sister Mistress hitting on 4s. She hits twice and wounding on 5s. That is 1 successful wound. So there's 6 3+ armor saves in total.
6 3-up armor saves. 1 succumbs. The Veteran Tactical Marines go at the same time. They have 9 attacks. That is 4s to hit, 4s to wound. It's not bad. That is 5 successful hits. And we have 1 wound.
I will take this on the Sisters of Silence Mistress. She is fine. This means that the Alpha Legion lose combat by 1 and need to make a leadership check of an 8 on 2 dice.
8 or under? Pass.
That wasn't horrendous as a Sister of Silence turn 4. However, we have lost the right-hand flank, so it's now time to consolidate on those objectives and hope that War of Lies helps us out in the long run.
Alpha Legion turn 5 movement. The surviving veteran squad on top of the generator are moving up, hopefully in position to take that objective near them. The Terminator squad has moved up next to the Sisters of Silence squad with flamers, and the Land Raider has turned to block the Sisters of Silence HQ and troop squad. Alpha Legion turn 5 shooting. Beginning with the veteran squad on top of the generator, they have unloaded everything into the Sisters with Flamer squad and caused 1 wound, resulting in 1 casualty. The Alpha Legion Terminators and Primus Medicae and Praetor have opened up on the Sisters with Flamers and caused 7 wounds, 1 instant death, and a glance on the Charon Pattern Acquisitor.
I will now roll my 7 armor saves of 3 pluses for the Sisters. I lose 3 Sisters of Silence.
The Alpha Legion Spartan is going to unload all its weapons into the Sisters, 4 Quaslad shots and 3 heavy bolters. Everything is hit. 2s to wound for the las cannons and 3s for the heavy bolters. That is 2 kills and 3 wounds.
Because of the Void Shield cloaks they wear, they get a 6+ invulnerable save against the las cannon shots and normal armor saves against heavy bolters. Which way would you like me to take it?
We'll do the invulns first, please.
2 6+, of which I fail both, and 3 3+ armor saves, of which I fail 1. So 3 Sisters have died from that shooting.
The Primus Medicae in the challenge has 4 attacks, needing 3s to hit. That's 4 hits, and we need 3s to kill. That is 1 dead sister.
However, because she's at the same initiative, she will get to strike back. 4s to hit. She fails both and is cut down.
We will roll our consolidation move, which is a hefty 1 inch. The Alpha Legion veteran squad has charged in to help their brothers in arms, where they all scored 22 attacks between them. However, they only scored 3 wounds in total.
I'll now make my 5+ armor saves from the dogs, followed by a 5+ fun of pain if needed. I'll re-roll that one. They need to use their feel no pain, and unfortunately all 3 dogs die. The dogs and the Sister's Mistress struck back, causing 2 wounds in total, which Marcel is elect to take on his 2+ artificer armor on his sergeant.
We'll go 1 at a time. 2's up, passed, and a fail. The sergeant has died.
Thanks to Sister Silence being fearless, although the combat was lost by a hefty amount, the Mistress is still hanging around to fight those veterans.
End of turn 5 for the Alpha Legion. Very pleased to see that the dogs have been removed from play. However, we still have the prospect of Krole charging in from the far side of the table, which has me worried.
Sister Silence, turn 5 movement. The squad at the back has stayed put again, looking for that last turn objective capturing now. The two sisters that were in the open building have run forward underneath the new objective to go and get it in the last turn. Krole and her unit have moved through difficult terrain, not very fast. We're looking for a long charge to aid out their brethren. And in the far corner, the Charon has moved round, partly to deny the Terminators combat and to deal with the veterans on top of the generator. Sisters of Silence, turn 5 shooting. The Charon, Pattern Inquisitor, is going to open fire on the veterans on top of the generator. Firstly, the 2 crack missiles. Twin linked, so I get to reroll one of these. Both of those are successful hits. 2s to wound. There's 2 successful wounds. And then the Helium Pattern Array. That is 3 successful hits. And 3 successful wounds. Marcel, if you could take the 2 5+ cover saves first, followed by 3 3+ armor saves.
2 5-ups. 1 fail. And 3 3-ups. Another fail. Leaves 1 man. Unfortunately, the veteran tactical squad has taken 2 casualties, and again, they are running towards my deployment zone.
Turn 5 assault. Krole and her bodyguard are going to have to make a 9-inch hard roll charge into the veterans to help out their fellow sister. That is a 5. They do not make it. Sister Silence, turn 5 combat phase. The mistress of the pursuer unit will attack the veterans, needing 4s to hit. She hits once, and needing a 5 to wound. She fails to wound.
The Alpha Legion veterans have 15 attacks. Unfortunately, they have only scored 3 wounds on the remaining sister.
That is 3 3+ armor saves. I need to pass all of these. And she is alive. Sister Silence, turn 5 wrap up. Made a couple of consolidation moves and objectives. Unfortunately, Krole and bodyguard did not make the long bomb charge they needed to. However, we have managed to do a little bit of damage and stick in the fight for the final turn.
Alpha Legion turn 6 movement. The remaining veteran tactical has rallied and is bringing himself towards the objective. However, he cannot run this turn, so he's out in the open. The Terminator squad have themselves moved on to the objective, hoping to claim that. The ongoing combat, I'm hoping to win that so we can consolidate onto the objective at the end of this turn. We've also completely blocked the inside route for the sisters, so they have to take the long way round. Alpha Legion turn 6 shooting. The Spartan again is going to unload everything into the sister squad in front of them, beginning with the quad las. We need 3s to hit. Good job, that's twin linked. That is 4 hits. We need 2s to wound. And that is 3 wounds. And then 3 shots from the heavy bolter, requiring 3s to hit, which all hit. 2s to wound. That's 2.
Armor saves or invulnerable saves first.
Involves, please.
So that'll be 2 6+ until we hit Krole, so I'll do them 2 at a time. First 2 ladies. 1 passes, so I'll roll the last one on them. So the front 2 ladies die. I will then take the other 2 on Janetia Krole's armor. There's 2 successful saves.
Alpha Legion turn 6 combat phase. The veteran tactical squad really wants to remove that last sister from the game so they can consolidate onto that objective. They've had 15 attacks, which they have scored 5 successful wounds from.
I will now roll 5 3+ armor saves. She fails 1, which means she does die. However, she does get to strike back. Hitting on 4s, she fails all of her heights, obviously having been killed before getting to strike.
We're very happy to see the Alpha Legion have finally removed that last sister from play. However, we do need a big consolidation move to hopefully jump onto that last objective. We have 2 squads there, so we're going to roll them up separately. First squad have a 6, and the second squad have rolled a 5. I'm happy with that. Alpha Legion turn 6 summary, quite happy with that. We've done everything we can to secure those final objectives. We've managed to claim 2 in the end. We're hoping they look good for victory points. But I'm a little bit worried still about Krole and the impending charge coming from the centre of the board.
Turn 6, Sister Silence movement phase. This prosecutor unit has stayed at the back and has now finally captured that objective at the end of the game, as have the 2-man remaining unit underneath the objective in the middle of the table. In the centre of the table, Krole has split off from the unit, aiming to go after the Melter Gunner in the top of the building, who's a separate unit, and the Oblivion Knights at the bottom are attempting to go into the bottom unit to try and clear them off that objective completely. The Karen Pattern Inquisitor that's still alive has stayed, is put to try and take out that last remaining veteran tactical on the generator. Turn 6, Sister Silence shooting phase. The Karen Pattern Inquisitor open fired on the lone veteran tactical marine on top of the generator. As you can see, he is no longer there as he gets smoked by 2 crack missiles. Cheetah Krole will now fire our Archaeotech pistol into the lone veteran tactical marine at the top of the building, needing a 2 to hit. That is a hit, and needing a 3 to wound is a strength 5 AP3. That misses. That fails to wound, sorry. Sisters of Silence turn 6 combat phase. Unfortunately, the Oblivion Knights and the Oblivion Knights Insurer failed to make the charge and lost 1 wound to Overwatch. However, although Krole took a wound on the way in from the Melter Gun, she has made it up there and is going to hopefully decapitate him. She is now going to swing. She needs 3s to hit. She hits 3 times, and she needs 3s to kill. 5s and 6s are instant death. That is an instant death and 2 wounds. That veteran tactical is dead. Smoke. That is the end of the game. We're now going to go top up some victory points, and we'll see you all in a minute.
We're back. What an absolute stonking game.
Yep.
Alpha Legion, Sisters.
It's been very interesting.
I love that. That was cool.
It's good.
Now, we are a very fantastic and fortuitous position to be in that these guys don't know the scores yet. I'll be jotting them down as we go, and we've got some rolls. So at the end of the game, the Alpha Legion managed to secure 1 of the rogue psykers, so great work.
Yep.
But the Sisters managed to acquire 2.
We're good at what we do.
We're very good at
That is their day job.
Contested the 3rd, I might add,
That
which
is, yeah.
was...
At the last minute.
Well, the 2nd rather for the Alpha Legion.
Clever play.
Last minute.
So we are playing War of Lies, and there is this roll now. And don't forget, we're using this roll to represent the power, you know, the raw power of these psykers. So I'm going to write the scores down secretly and reveal them to you.
Yep.
So Alpha Legion, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm happy to roll.
So rolling on the chart.
We have a 5.
Ooh. Don't look while I write it down.
So that's a good one there.
So that's solid. And Sisters, what we got? Right, let me do some simple maths. Tricky dicky. Tricky dicky.
Playing for the day job.
Scores on the doors are Alpha Legion, 10 victory points.
Okay.
Great work. You rolled 3 VPs at the end there,
I'm
so
happy
awesome
with that.
work. Sisters of Silence, 13 victory points. You rolled a 3 and a 1.
Very good.
Well done, gentlemen. So it was a Sisters win. They did secure their rogue psykers and done their job. Philip, talk to me about the Sisters.
I love them. For me, they always perform more consistently than my custodians do.
Mm-hmm.
They don't put out as much damage in the long run, but their fearlessness makes up for that tenfold. You know, you can lose all but 1 model, and they just stay there, and they can be a real thorn.
Yeah.
And a pain to remove.
I think they proved that this game, didn't
Yes.
they? They just stuck around and
Very
stuck
much
around.
Their staying power is immense.
Yeah. And Alpha Legion, you know, at the beginning of the game, it looked like you had nothing on the board, and then, like, even by turn 3, it looked like you had nothing to use. But you go out and you smash some units, and
yeah, it was all about just saving that Traitor and the HQ unit for that counter charge.
Yep.
It went a little bit differently to I imagined. I thought we were going to get a Warlord face off in the middle of the board. However, things went very differently, so I had to change my plan on the fly.
One thing I was really pleased about, you know, Custodes are coming under a lot of fire recently on the channel, and although, Philip, you did take a small contingent, you dealt with them really, really effectively.
Yeah, as soon as I saw those, they just became priority 1.
Yeah.
Just unload everything into them, try and mitigate any damage, because once they get that charge on you, you are steamrolled.
And you did a really great thing as well towards, I think it was like turn 3, turn 4, where your whole army just focused on that 5-man custode squad, and you did get rid of them, which was a great, you know, to get rid of them, you've got to concentrate fire and just force those rolls. I mean, admittedly, you were a great opponent by not bringing the old Presidium shield business, so good on you for that. But yeah, great effort.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was good.
Good on.
Thank you, Phil, for that.
No, thank you. It was a nice, solid, tight game.
It was.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, hey, you know,
Brilliant.
It's my pleasure. I need guys like you to come on, so it all works. Let's just talk quickly about the units you've brought back. Philip, we'll start with you. You've brought back your...
Brought back Pursuers.
Thank you.
Pursuer CADRE. They held up 10 veteran tacticals over
4 turns, 5 turns,
something like that. 8 rounds of combat, something like that. I mean,
It was a
partly
lot.
through poor dice rolling on the Alpha Legion's part, but actually the fact that they just held those units up for so long, it was just
2 units
for a 90-point unit. Phenomenal.
You had some really unlucky rolls though. Those dogs missed for 3 turns, 2 or 3 turns the whole time.
Yeah.
Really unlucky, but they held.
Yeah. But the only one I didn't bring back was the one that got shot in Overwatch.
Yeah, that's not good. Talk to me about Marcel. Talk to me about your Alpha Legion.
I've brought the Praetor back. I know it's a common choice. However, he did manage to completely single-handedly decimate that Flamer squad. So I thought if they stuck around, I was quite scared of those. But luckily, he did his job with those.
And he helped in the custode combat as well, didn't he?
He did. He joined in.
Yeah.
I think that was...
the last couple of them as well, didn't he?
Everyone was involved in that.
Yeah. But that's the way to do it. Just gang up.
You have to. I mean, you leave those guys alone for, you know, a couple of those running around in your back line, and they will just
don't need that.
Remove you.
Excellent stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this game. For me, it was a fantastic game. We've got a couple of mentions to make, first of all. So these guys have come from Norwich today for us on a Saturday day. But you're also a member of a club there, aren't you?
Yeah, Conflict Gaming in Norwich. Just look us up on Facebook and we'll add you if you're in the area. Come along and say hi. Our train isn't quite as nice as the stuff here, but it's not too bad.
It's pretty good.
It's on the way. It's on the way.
So yeah, come along and say hello if you're in the area.
And do you exclusively play Heresy, or you do other systems, or?
It's Heresy and specialist games. There is a 40k club already in Norwich. We don't want to step on other people's toes.
Okay.
It's just, you know, there was a couple of us who wanted to play Heresy on a regular basis. We couldn't do the nights that the other clubs are doing, so we just went, well, let's just hire a small place. 5 or 6 of us meet on a regular basis to play some Heresy, but we're looking at doing some Necromunda soon as well. So
cool, man. Yeah, it's really gathering a lot of speed.
Just spread out a little bit and just have so we can play some different things so we don't get bored of the same game over and over again.
Cool, awesome stuff. Now, if you have any direct questions about these guys, their army, their lists, how they painted particular things, it's best if you contact them directly. So myself, we want to get in touch with you.
Sci-Fi Wargamers on Instagram.
Fantastic. He's got lots of projects going on there. A really cool...
Too many projects.
Anvil base that you're building.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
Hoping to get that out sometime this year.
I'd love to see it. And tell us about yours.
I am A@Hobby on Instagram. So that's AETT_hobby. Just because it's a weird spelling and everybody always asks.
That's all right.
So yeah. Anything,
one of my favourite Instagram accounts, I might add.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, I feel that love. And both those names would have popped up on the bottom of the screen here, just so you can note them down. Don't forget you can follow the channel on Instagram as well, just the 30k channel. If you would like to appear on the channel like these guys have, flick me an email, david@the30kchannel.com. We can get in touch, we can set you up, and we'll go from there. All that remains to say is, amazing game, gents. I loved it. Thank you so much, and we would love to have you back in the future. We'll try and set you up and work it out, but
absolutely,
open invitation is always there.
Thank you.
I really hope you've enjoyed this game. Please go to their Instagram. Please give us all a like. Please leave some comments. We'd love to talk to you, and we will see you in the next game.